Hi, I'm getting ready to sell my 2005 Suzuki Reno, and I thought I'd do a quick video review and just kind of show what I've got. It's got 138,000 miles on it, and it's not in too bad a shape. I think the paint's, as you can see, I did a real lame attempt at getting the hood and the roof repainted, and I tried to find some paint that matched, but it is what it is. So the paint that was on there was peeling off really bad, and it was down to the primer. I don't understand why that would happen, because the sides, all the rest of the car, the paint looks really good, but on that hood and the roof, it was terrible. So I did paint it. I guess it looks better than it did before. But I just wanted to talk about this car a little bit. I've had it. I was the first owner. I bought it in, I think, January 2006, and it's 2018 now, May of 2018. So I've had it for about 12 years and put virtually all the miles on it. My son used it for one semester at a university away from town, so he did use it for a while. It's been a great, reliable car. The parts have been really super easy to get and affordable. A lot of times when I compare the parts against something like a Honda Civic, just for reference, the prices on this a lot of times are much less than they are for the Civic, and availability is just the same as any other car in the market. This is probably not that many of these made. They were, I think, 2005 to 2008, something like that. They have a 2-liter engine. They're all pretty much the same. There was 3 trim levels: LX, DX, and EX, something like that, I think. And I couldn't really tell the difference between the 3. And this car, I'm not really sure which trim level it is, because they're all about the same. So I think the only thing it doesn't have is the drop-down armrest in the middle and the back seat that has integrated cup holders. So I think this is maybe the middle level. It's really hard to tell. But I want to walk around the car a little bit and kind of show you what kind of shape it's in. Like I said, I'm getting ready to sell this thing, and mechanically it's in great shape, especially for a car this age. It's had lots of new parts: a new fuel pump, new alternator, water pump. I mean, I'll actually have a list of things that I've replaced on it. Some things were replaced under warranty, but all in all, it's been a really reliable car. This was the first car I had that had like a 100,000 mile, 10-year warranty, and I was impressed with Suzuki. They really stood behind their product and gave me some good repairs. Pretty costly. I had an oil seal in the engine that had to be repaired, so they pretty much had to break the engine apart to get into this thing and replace the seals. So I'm going to do some close-up shots of the car. We'll pop the hood open, look inside. I guess a few comments about performance. It's been a good perky car. It's got plenty of torque. On the interstate it was fine. Handling is fine. Cornering, braking. For a small car like this, I think it's really been a surprisingly fun little vehicle. Real torquey engine. Not the fastest on earth, and not the best mileage. It gets about 24 miles a gallon. Combined city highway driving. It's got like a 12-gallon tank, I think. Pretty standard. Let's walk around. We'll look at the car, and I'll give a description as we're walking around. So if you can get over the different colors of the paint. The body's not in too bad a shape. I just cleaned the headlights. They actually cleaned up pretty good. There's a little fogging going on these. It's got the alloy wheels, and these are actually newer tires on here. I've tried to get, I had some Eagles on here, Goodyear Eagles, that were really nice. This car it's pretty small and really is pretty nimble. And in traffic, you could really zoom in and out pretty good. We'll look inside here in a bit and look at how the shifter's set up. But it's an automatic, but boy, it's got a nice gated shifter, and we'll look at that. So on the interstate, something like the interstate, it was really easy to downshift and switch gears manually, even though it's an automatic. So you can see the paint's not too bad a shape on the rest of the car. So my son did hit a traffic ballard one time in a parking lot, and what's funny about this is I didn't notice it probably for a month, but he actually took fingernail polish and repainted the paint. And maybe I should use fingernail polish on the rest of the car. I don't know. But I didn't notice it until I saw this flap hanging off here. And so there is a ding in the door, and it really wasn't worth taking it to get fixed. So I just left it. It hasn't been a problem. On these door handles, you can see I painted 3 of them. I should have painted all 4, I guess, to make it match. But the paint had flaked off of these. This is a lot of plastic in here and looked terrible. So in my attempt to redo the paint, which didn't match, this is what I ended up with. Same thing with the side mirrors. So it helps, but it's at least it's only 2 colors instead of lots of shades of gray on the roof, on the roof and the hood. So it still needs a final detailing after I got all the painting done and sanding and polishing and waxing, which probably wasn't more work than it. Doesn't look as good as it should, I think, for the amount of work I put into it. So let's open it up and we'll look inside here. Interior is not in bad a shape. I got one more final vacuuming and cleaning out before I could actually sell it. I do have the floor mats for this. Okay, let's climb in the car now and take a look and see what's going on here. So the interior looks pretty good. It's actually a pretty roomy car for the size of it. This was the same car as a Forenza. And if you look at a Forenza, you'll see these dashes look identical. The engine's identical, everything, drivetrain's identical. Shifter, everything are exactly the same. And what that means is this Forenza was more of a sedan. It was a 4-door sedan, full size. Well, not full size, but a small car. And so with this car, they just cut off the back and made it a hatchback. Okay. AC works. Heat works great. AC is not the most powerful by any means, but it does cool off. So by the time you get to wherever you're going, you'll be cool. That's probably the one downfall of this car, even brand spanking new, was it never had a really super powerful AC, but it still works, and it's about the same as it was when it was new, so that's not bad. We do have a sunroof on this. Okay, the mechanism, so this part opens, you can get the sunroof open with a little manual labor, but the track is actually kind of messed up on this, so I decided it was like $1,100, and it's not really worth getting a new track for the sunroof. Okay, so the roof's in pretty good shape. So I try to take care of this car over the years since I had it, so I always did maintenance and do all the oil changes on a regular basis. Okay, let's look at the back seat. So here's the back seat. So again, that's in really good shape. What's nice about this car is how easy it is to access different parts of the car. So in this case, the fuel pump's actually underneath the seat here, and you just pull the seat out, and it was real easy. When I replaced the fuel pump filter, it came right out and was a super easy job. Same thing with the catalytic converter was up front. We'll pop the engine in a minute here too, so you can see that. Here's the trunk. There's all my floor mats. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Open this side. Oop. Same thing here. So the interior's in pretty good shape, just a few stains here and there from the kids. So I don't know if I mentioned this car has 138,000 miles. That's the only wonky part there is that trim. So let's go ahead and pop the hood, take a look at that. So here's the engine compartment. It's got the D-Tech 16 valve. So a few new parts in here. I've got a new cold, what's it called, a idle air control, and obviously the alternator is new, fuel pump, water pump, batteries like real new. It looks like everything was pretty much held up good. I've got a K&N filter in there, air filter, so there's really no need to change that for a while at least. Okay, it's pretty clean. Let's go ahead and start it up so you can hear what it sounds like. Let you see this. That's AC on. Let me turn the AC off. Here we go. Okay, we'll turn the lights on too so you can see what that looks like. We can hear the exhaust note or not. What side's it on? Here it is. Okay. Rub it up a few times, we can hear that. It's not a bad sounding car, so from that point, it's actually not a very noisy car inside either. It's actually quieter than my Mazda 3 that I just bought. We've got a brand new Mazda, and this car actually seems a little bit quieter on the inside. Driving this has been a lot of fun. Like I said, it's got a torquey little engine, and just on the highway goes great. So that's my car, 2005 Suzuki Reno. It's going to be for sale. And I just need a little more cleanup on it, and then it'll be ready to go. So it'll be a nice car probably for a student or someone that just needs an extra driving car to get around town. 2005 Suzuki Reno, 138,000 miles. Okay.